Another misconception I seen. Now they're gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna be real. Y'all don't have to agree if y'all don't want to on camera, but I'm gonna be real. The whole thing about men cheating with the BBL women. First of all, I'm gonna just go out flat out and tell you, men are gonna cheat, quote unquote cheat. I don't define sex with other women as cheating.
What?
Women gonna hate me for this. I don't define sex with other women as cheating. Men have always, since the beginning of
So
human
you'll be married
history,
and still have sex
yes.
with someone else?
Since the beginning
Wow.
of human history,
That's deep.
men have done this. The only reason it's labeled as cheating is because we're raised in a monogamous society. But majority of the world is not a monogamous society. We're actually the minority. And the only reason we believe it is that way because people taught us that. But if I ask you why is it cheating or why is it bad, could you give me a logical answer?
So when people get married, you know, they're vowing with the Bible. They're putting their hand on the Bible and they're saying, hey, we're going to be loyal. We're one. We're connecting our ties together. We're connecting our lives together, our bank accounts together, our families. Your family is my family. So I look at it as if we just, some people even take it far back as jumping over the broom. So you're making a whole commitment to someone. If you decide to step out on me, you just broke the promise that we made.
What
So let me
promise?
let me ask you a question. Do you think women are monogamous by nature?
S Absolutely. It depends, right? Women, we grow up as nurturers. We want to nurture one person. It doesn't take a lot of people to satisfy us. We only want one man.
So why do we see so many women in this day and age that's sleeping with multiple men, over 10 men probably in a week, when they say, "Oh, I'm living my single life, I'm free," and they out here getting trains ran on them and all type
Well,
of
if they
different stuff.
single, if you single, you can do what you want.
No, but look, I don't even want to make, not to cut you
Go
off,
to that
I
point.
don't even want to make it a man versus woman thing. I just need women to understand this is how men are wired. This is how God, the higher power, the universe, whatever you believe in, this is how they wired men. When men are living monogamous lives, they're literally going against their own hard wiring. They're literally going against the system that God gave them. They're literally going against their own nature every day. And I need y'all to understand, I'm not saying recklessly sleep with women every day. I'm talking about a dude might do it once a month. He might do it once every 90 days. He might do it once a year. But I'm just letting you know it's going to happen. So we have to look at the stats and look at the reality. Fuck the stats. Let's look at the reality of life as humans. Men have never, ever, ever been monogamous by nature. So why do we continue to crash our families and ruin our lives behind a lie? It's a fucking lie. Like they said, Christopher Columbus discovered America. No, he didn't. Men are monogamous. No, we're not. It's a lie. Why do we continue to believe it?
I don't think all men cheat.
All men
I
who
don't
have
think
the
all
option
men
to
cheat.
cheat.
Russell, specifically,
Oh my God.
married to Sierra, I don't think he ever
love going-
cheated
they
on
love going
Sierra.
there, bro.
I don't care what nobody
Oh my
say.
God.
No, he's not cheating. I don't think. Now, yeah, probably a good 90% of men cheat, but I really do believe you have a good 10% of men out here that will not turn on their girl.
Okay, so
If we
let's
make
use
a
that.
promise,
Let's use that. Let's use the 10%. You just
Mhm.
said you believe 90%.
absolutely.
Okay,
90.
so if we banking your life on the stats, what are you gonna bank it on? The 10% or the
Give
90%?
me that 10. I'm going with that 10%.
What are the odds
It's
of that?
possible. Well, yeah, the
Possible or
odds-
probable? Women like to use possible. So if we take 100% of women and only 10% of men are monogamous, 90% of y'all are not gonna have a monogamous relationship. And I don't even want to make it a battle with the sexist thing, but just by your own stats alone, it's gonna happen. So why even harp on it? Why be mad about it?
It's not being mad. What I say is nobody should settle until you get what you want, period. And I highly do believe there's men out here that'll be faithful, and a lot of women will be faithful.
I'm gonna tell you like this, ladies. Your man's gonna fuck another woman. If you have a successful man, if you have a man who made something out of himself in life, it's gonna happen. That's just the reality of it. It's going to happen. Most men don't have options. So when they create something of themselves to be able to have options, they're gonna take one. It doesn't mean he doesn't have discipline. It doesn't mean he doesn't have sexual discipline. Because that's the number one thing women say. Have some discipline. No, the discipline is me not fucking every option I have. Because these guys I'm talking about, they have options. So if I have an option at 10 women and I only sleep with one every 90 days, That's discipline. Now, if I'm fucking a different chick every night, yeah, you out of control, bro. You wilding out. But it's gonna happen, and we gotta change the mindset. Cause I'm gonna let you. I'm just being real.
That's
Men won't
not
tell
gonna
you.
change.
Men won't tell you. I'm gonna tell you. How you feel about that, Disorderly?
Are you
Kylie?
faithful? Can we first start off with?
So
Will you
for
cheat
me,
when you're married?
for me, nah. If I'm married, I'm not gonna cheat.
It's possible.
I look at it more so as I kind of agree with her on the fact of, if I was to get married, I'm taking a vow. And I just believe in not doing something to somebody if I wouldn't want it done to me.
Period.
So I wouldn't want my woman to sleep around, and I would expect her and demand that she doesn't. So I would hold myself to the same standard. Now I think when it comes to highly successful men, you definitely have a lot more cases of men that cheat for sure because they have a lot of those options. But I also think that there's a lot of men that don't, and I don't necessarily know if that part gets talked about enough.
It doesn't.
But in my personal opinion, if I'm gonna jump the broom with you, say these vows, and pretty much till death do us part, I'm not gonna cheat because I would look at it for me more so as like I
Pointless.
went back on my word.
Yeah.
And for me as a man, um, again, if I was to marry a woman, my word is me. My word is everything. If I say that I'm gonna love you through sickness and health, what I mean, I vow not to cheat, etc., then I'm not gonna do it. Um, and that's really just my take on it.
He's that 10% that I was talking about. So we
Yeah.
found one.
Hold on. Now, I wanna ask him
Mhm.
where did this idea that that's cheating even come from? That's my question
That's a good
to
question.
you.
So,
And why do you believe it?
I feel like the reason why I believe it is not so much from where it comes from, but from what I've seen it do. So, you know, we all are possessive in many different ways. And I feel like, again, when you're with somebody long term or married to them and you have made yourself out to be this certain type of person and then they find out that you have been cheating, it destroys them for the most part. It destroys family. And love is something to not play with. People take their lives over love. People take other people's lives over love. So it's very serious when you're speaking on if you love somebody and the way you should conduct yourself if you do love somebody. And I believe in karma. And so I believe in, again, I want to lay my head down at night knowing that, you know what I mean, I'm doing the right thing. So it's not necessarily from who has given me, you shouldn't cheat or you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. But I've seen it from firsthand how cheating has destroyed people. Have I cheated before? Of course.
So the
Of course.
success. I want to say this. So the couples that do have successful, what is it, polygamous relationships,
Mhm.
do you think this karma coming to them, or the ones that's happy with one man and two wives? Do you think karma, or did they consider any of that cheating with them?
Not at all. And it's because of the fact that they don't consider it cheating.
They talk
But-
about it.
But
But it's
what-
only because y'all choose to believe, like you
That's my
said,
point.
you only choose to believe that it's cheating.
But
So-
that's my point though, is that most of the instances that we're speaking on are men who have prescribed to I'm going to cheat more than likely without having that conversation with their woman. So that's where it becomes iffy because now, hey, if you're in a polygamous relationship and you two decide I'm gonna have her, you gonna have him, by all means, fine. But let's be 100% honest. Most cases, it's either a man or a woman, again, making themselves out to be completely monogamous behind closed doors.
Look,
They're not.
look, just to touch on what you said about it destroying people, it's literally only destroying people because they were domesticated into believing this is wrong and this is right. But if you do the history of where monogamy even came from, I think you would have a very different outlook. We've been on this planet for thousands and hundreds of thousands, some even say millions of years. This whole way that we're living has only been around about 10,000. So before this 10,000 years ago, it wasn't destroying people. It was looked at as the matter of fact, in most of the world, it's looked at as the norm.
At the end of the day, like he said, you want to treat people how you want to be treated. Period. Regardless if men want to cheat, majority of these men will not take their woman back if they went out and sucked some penis.
We
at
are
all.
we are different and held by different standards. Because I heard him say, "I'm gonna hold myself to the same standard as her." So do you see you and her as equals?
I wouldn't necessarily say equal, but I don't think that she has to be equal to me in regard of a relationship for me to hold myself to the same standard. It's like I'm more so looking at it as like, okay, I could take care of everything, for instance, with the bills within the house, finances. That doesn't necessarily make her unequal to me when it comes to certain things. Like again, I still wouldn't cheat on her just because I'm the man and she's the woman. So it's not that I necessarily look at us as equal because I think we play two separate parts in a relationship. But there's certain things that I believe that we have to share the same outlook on to be successful as a relationship.
Oh,
So if I'm with a woman and she's expecting me to be monogamous, and now if I don't want to be, then that's something I would say. And if she's with it, then cool. If she's not, then you gotta, you know what I mean, you gotta go. Or if I want to be polygamous,
so
but
let me ask
you
you
get what I'm
this.
saying?
Let me ask you this. If the man feels
Mhm.
it's not cheating and it's not wrong, in his mind, he truly believes this is the way things are supposed to be.
Mhm.
Is he wrong? If he has a different belief system?
So, and then also wanted to touch on that, but I also wanted to touch on how you was kind of speaking on, from a long time ago, people have been polygamous. Um, History is written from the winner, right? And so most of the times the winner is the man. And do you think that in these polygamous relationships, every single person is 100% satisfied on a mental, emotional level, knowing that their partner has a sexual desire for somebody else? Now, I understand that we all look, you know what I mean? We all might want to, but carrying out the act is something completely different. So there's always going to be a loser in a polygamous relationship unless they don't really care.
I disagree because that's coming from the mindset of somebody who believes in monogamy.
Hmm.
If I
Okay.
truly believe in polygamy, I don't view it as losing. I'm actually winning.
Hmm.
I believe in this lifestyle. And as far as the 100% satisfied, you're never going to be 100% satisfied in a relationship. It's give and take. You got to be 100% satisfied with yourself. I think that's where most of the satisfaction will come from before it comes from another person. It's gonna be days I don't like my girl. It's gonna be days I love my girl. It ain't never gonna be 100% the whole relationship. We're good. Not to turn this into relationship talk, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But I just seen that comment over and over and over and over, and I'm like, name me one woman that you know in your lifetime, including yourself, that a man has not stepped out on you that you've dealt with, or your friend or your cousin or your mother or your auntie. You can't name me one. Not one woman in the comments, not one woman sitting here,
I know.
not one man sitting here. Even the man himself said, I've cheated before. So that lets you know men are gonna do it. Even though he says, I'm not gonna subscribe to doing it now, he's done it. So he's already in the category of the men I'm talking about. Even though he preaching the holy shit now, he's already in the category. I'm not saying it's gonna happen forever. Some guys might get over it. Some guys might not. It just depends on that man's sex drive, and it depends on where he at in life. But what I'm saying is, it's going to happen. So even though he's sitting here telling you, I'm over it now, according to her, a woman should leave him and not settle.
Absolutely. Grow up. Grow up. If you think getting multiple vaginas is still going to satisfy you, you're just not even someone I should be. I also think it's about just finding who you're on the same page with, right? Because everyone have different beliefs. Some people want to be faithful, some people want to cheat. And like you said, some people are actually satisfied having multiple sex partners, and a lot of women like that too. So cool, get your tribe and y'all stick together, but it's all about being on the same page. Period.
Why
It
do
has to
y'all?
be talked
This
about.
is not a being satisfied thing either. That's another misconception.
Mm.
Oh, you're stepping out because you're not satisfied. No, I love my woman. I'm 100% satisfied. Don't want to be with any other woman. But every now and then, a man still have the urge to go hit something new. It just has nothing to do with, oh, well, she ain't taking care of this at home. No, she's taking care of everything.
So how are you
But
satisfied?
it's just that animalistic instinct. Like, I
I'm gonna
need to
go
go
hit
hunt
something.
and get a kill. It does not matter how satisfied I am. I could be 100% satisfied, go knock something down and come back home just as happy as I was before I left.
I'm gonna be honest with you because obviously I'm around a bunch of men, so I understand completely where you're coming from. Like I completely understand where men. I've heard niggas say, you know what I mean. I go hit something else. I come home with flowers. Like I'm more ready to.
It make me love you more.
I heard it before, so like I understand that we can differentiate, and compartmentalize when it comes to it. But me personally, I just don't feel comfortable stepping out on my partner.
Yeah,
But I completely understand it.
He not necessarily saying, like he said, just go out there and fuck everything
Anybody,
every day,
anything, yeah.
draining all your energy. You should keep your energy. Everybody ain't even worth that. But he
Right.
just saying, far as a nature, that urge is going to come up, especially for successful men. It's millionaires or millionaire women that's getting cheated on or different things going on. So to act like y'all living in the reality is more delusional than what you're not seeing straight. It's like how many women always say, "Oh, I ain't never had a successful relationship because every man they got cheated on them." Then how long do they think they're gonna go until they stick with somebody? Not saying stick with somebody that's gonna cheat on you if you believe in that, but how long is you going until you're gonna question your beliefs? Have you ever been not cheated on?
Absolutely. I've never been cheated on.
Are you in a relationship?
Now, no, I'm not, but I actually used to do the cheating back then.
Wow. This is crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you can't make this shit up,
People!
Hold on.
You can't make it up.
Oh my fucking God!
You can't make it up.
Bro, we just went through 10 minutes of this shit.
Right. But hold on.
Cannot make this up,
Y'all didn't
people.
let
They
me
gonna
get
kill you.
to.
This is not scripted, I swear to God on my kids. This is crazy.
Let me say this. People change. You grow up. That's why I said grow up. I had to grow up.
But to bash it so hard of what
Yeah,
you're saying.
because it's wrong.
But I'm just saying, but
Cheating, how you make someone feel stepping out on someone I made a promise with and we're supposed to be
I
together.
never made a promise to not fuck another woman. We just make you feel that way because we know 99% of y'all made this false agreement to be monogamous, even though we were born in it. None of us agreed to it. We were just born in it. So for the average man, if you want to be successful and have a successful relationship, you got to play the role of some sort. Unless all men get on the same accord, like, look, man, we just finna start keeping it real with these women. And if they want a relationship, they're gonna have to come around. The problem is that's never gonna happen. So most men ain't gonna never tell you. And to be honest, you don't need to know. All that's gonna do is cause more friction in the relationship. Now you worried about who I'm fucking every time I leave the house. Don't worry about that. As long as home is straight, you a fool if you leave that man. Jay-Z had a threesome on Beyonce.
Leave.
Guess what? She's still there. They billionaire power couple. You feel me? You are a fucking fool if you leave a good man because he went and got his dick sucked or he went and hit something. It's
Get
gonna
up
happen
outta there.
anyway.
Get
You
up
gonna
outta
leave,
there.
go get somebody else who love you less. He gonna do the same goddamn thing. You might as well just stay single. It's not realistic. That's the only point I'm trying to get across.
Single it is, lady.
And this coming from a cheater. You know what I'm saying? This coming from a motherfucking
No.
cheater. And bro, he could talk that holy shit now, but he in the category with us too. Because he done already knocked something down on somebody else.
Let me ask
I
you
ain't hearing that shit. Hit the
do
cap
y'all
button.
count relationships in high school though?
No, come on, man. Let's stop playing.
what do you mean? You believe that in high school? Did you believe you shouldn't have been cheating?
I mean, do we count the relationships? Let's think of a high school mindset.
If you was fucking in high school,
not, man.
that's another. That's another.
no, who
story
said we was fucking? Nobody had to be.
That's a whole nother issue.
Come on, in
anyway.
high school they was kissing now.
They
We was
fucking in
kissing.
high school.
They fucking in junior high.
Yeah, get out of here.
Hey, but look, I just had to get that out. I know we went prolonged with it, but I just keep seeing that comment over and over and over. Yes, he's gonna wife the wholesome woman because that's who he wants, but she's gonna get the perks. She's gonna get the house. She's gonna get the car. She's gonna get the kids. She's gonna get his love, his loyalty. She's the one he's gonna put his life on the line for. She's gonna get the family vacations. She's gonna get the bags. She's gonna get the joint accounts. She's gonna get access to his 401k, his pension. She's gonna get everything this man dedicates his life and works for. The BBL is gonna get some dick, a hotel room, a bottle, and a bar trip, maybe. So if you want to give up everything I named prior to that for some dick, a hotel room, some champagne, a ride down to the beach, make the swap. You're going to be one or the other.
And
Do you
you
want
will
the
get cheated
universe
on.
or you want, you got to make a decision.
Nah, but we gotta stop making people wrong or feel wrong about what they believe and choose to believe in. Like y'all say, y'all looking at one thing a certain way, or you're this, you're that, because you like to do what you do. But at the same time, some people got different agreements. You might not never know what they agree in
That's
that
true. That's a
relationship.
fact.
You might think that they just floating, and the woman might be bringing other women into that relationship every now and then. So depending on how we look at it from the outside looking in, everybody in their relationships have their own agreements. It's not no one set way of how a relationship should be. Everybody think they got the blueprint, but no relationships be successful because they taking everybody else's beliefs and saying, oh, I want to be this way now, or you need to be this way. Like you say, domesticating them into now you're trying to control this person. Now they're gonna go rogue on your ass. So it's it's a misconception with all that when it comes to relationships. I seen one thing I think T.I. spoke on too that's even more crazy to me. They said men cheat with women that's disposable and women cheat with men that they're basically trying to get attached to.
The replacement man.
Exactly.
Another, let me clear this up because this the episode of the clearing up the bullshit, right? Women always ask, and I seen it in the comments too, why do men cheat with women that's less than his wife or uglier than his wife? I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Right.
It's easier. They're more willing to do it. You can be more honest with them without them having to out you. It takes less work, and they be more freakier than the bad bitches.
Oh.
They're gonna put in more work. There's no reason my wife is a dime, and then I'm gonna go try to cheat, quote unquote, with a dime. She's not just about to sleep with you knowing you got a wife because she knows she has options and she can be somebody's wife. So rather than go through all that motherfucking trouble of trying to convince this dime, taking her out, wine and dining, this and that, no, we're going to go get the woman that's less than because it's easier. I'm going to sound like a dirtbag. I'll be all that. But that's the reason we do it. It's just easier and it's more convenient.
So how do you think that'll have a woman looking at a man? Like now I look at you and a woman can look at a man in disgust if you just really downgrade it like that. You had a 10, but you go mess around with some trash. What was the point?
I think it's different though, and that's what I'm saying. Like I understand what he's saying because I think women more so are looking at it like that. Like how could you downgrade and this and that? But niggas are just trying to get a nut. So
They don't understand,
yeah,
bro.
when it is just coming to the acting out or doing the act of cheating, it is solely just to get a nut. There is no, and I think women have a hard time understanding that men have no emotional ties whatsoever to who they're stepping out with. So, that's where it becomes a thing of like, what do you want as a person within yourself? If you fuck with it or not, whatever the case is. But I know plenty of people and shit. Even when I did cheat, it wasn't on some like, man, I love this girl. It was like, it just fell in my lap. You get what I'm saying? So I understand, and I think women have to start listening to men more when it comes to that. Like, it's not because he wants to marry her; it's just because he wanted to get his nut off. So I do understand that part.
I'm just giving you the cold hard truth. Most men ain't gonna tell you this because they want to keep up the persona of, man, I'm not that guy. But trust me, I'm a man. I've been talking to men my whole life. 90% of us, we talk like this. We together. You got maybe 10% that don't. You know what I'm saying? But they go the other way because that's the way that they're able to get women. They can't be brash enough to talk like this and still get the women. No, they go the other way. Oh, girl, I ain't like that. And that's the way they're successful. So I get it. But if you want to enter the mind of a man, watch this episode because we getting raw and uncut with this shit. But ladies, at the end of the day, love yourself. Cut these surgeries out. Get in the gym. Get a proper diet. Get rid of the motherfucking lashes. We don't like them lashes. We look at y'all like prostitutes when y'all got them on. That's what I think. First thing I think is prostitute. You look dirty. We don't like them. We don't like a lot of makeup. A little makeup is cool if we going out on a date night. But if you cannot leave your house without putting on makeup, that's some self-hate and you need to do some reflecting. You should be able to go out with your bare face and love yourself the same way as you do when you put the makeup on. So that's what we mean when we say all natural.
Okay, I just want to say, what about the men that wear these fake hairliners? What y'all call them things?
Spraying? Everybody
put
get the
on-
spray though. I get the spray.
Well, what you mean the fake
It's
hairline?
like a hairline you can put on like fake
Almost like
hair.
a toupee.
I mean, if a
Yeah.
nigga putting on a toupee, I mean, I'm looking at you crazy.
Yeah,
Me
that's a
personally.
fact. That's a fact.
But our opinion on that don't matter. It's what y'all care about. This is what we care about pertaining to y'all. I don't give a fuck if a nigga put a toupee on.
And to keep it a buck, I don't think a lot of niggas do that because again, like where looks might fail, a nigga could have the charisma, the body, the success. I feel like women focus on that more anyway because you see a whole bunch of women with ugly niggas, and it's because of they have built something for themselves. So I don't even think women is looking at looks the way men are to begin with.
Now, that's facts. Because
That's a fact.
would you rather that nigga come out there with that hairline or a bald head?
you know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of just
No,
like
that's a fact.
it's a
Women
difference.
definitely look at more success than looks.
Yeah, that's just a fact. I just had to clarify all that up. Like I was reading the comments, like, how do women not know this? It's crazy to me.